Hello everyone, LauraKBuzzz here, and today we are back. I'm playing through Pokemon Sword and Shield a second time, but we're gonna be doing something called a Nuzlocke. Admire, up above my camera, my amazingly redone layout where, rather than redo my whole fancy Pokemon Sword layout, I've basically just pasted a little blue box and put Shield there. So, what is a Nuzlocke? If any of you are unfamiliar with Pokemon Nuzlockes, here's the basic idea. Every area you get to, you get one chance to catch a Pokemon. The first Pokemon you encounter, that is the one you get. If Pokemon faints, it's gone for good. You play without the ability to get a free switch out of your Pokemon in between your opponent's Pokemon. You don't heal during battle. If your whole team faints, you're gone. It's Pokemon hard mode. We're gonna get real attached to our Pokemon, and then they're gonna die. And I'm not ready. It's gonna be tough. I've not done one of these on stream before, so this is gonna be fun, everyone. Who's ready? Bug Bob in the chat, I think we should have a fossil ban in the Nuzlocke because you can really break the run with a certain one. I'm gonna try and stay away from gift Pokemon. We'll lay out the firm rules in a second. Yes, I also have to name all my Pokemon so that I get more attached to them. That's the way these things go. So, yeah. Here's the thing. The rules for the Pokemon Nuzlocke as it was originally designed really were designed to work with Pokemon games that didn't have overworld spawning Pokemon, that didn't have open world areas. They were not designed in the era of Sword and Shield, so there's gonna be some things up for debate, and some things where we're gonna make decisions that may not line up with other, Nuzlocke people that you've seen. Because Nuzlocking is not an art, it's not a science, it's an art, that's what I meant to say. So, here are the rules as I intend to play this Nuzlocke. The first Pokemon in each route that I touch, that's the one that I'm going to go for. Now, ideally that'll be the first one I see. I think that is the fair thing to do. If lots spawn at once, maybe I'm lucky, I get a couple of things I can pick between if I can avoid touching the things on the way. No hanging around, deciding, no, I want this thing to spawn. I'm going to stand where I can see the route and wait until it spawns, and I'm going to have that. You see the route, things start to spawn, you go for something. If the first encounter you have on a route is one that you have already caught, we'll give you one reroll. So, you get one opportunity. If you already have that Pokemon, if you've already caught it, you're allowed to say, no, I'll take the next one I've caught. If the next one is also one that you already have, tough luck. That's your Pokemon now. The wild area is an area of contention in Pokemon Sword and Shield Nuzlocke runs, and the way I have decided to handle that is, if I encounter a Pokemon that I cannot capture, I will not capture it. I think that's fair enough, that makes sense. Rather than doing you can catch one Pokemon from each segment of the wild area, after each gym, I will allow myself to come back to the wild area and catch one more wild area Pokemon, and then I continue through the routes. So I get 8, maybe 9 opportunities to go to the wild area and catch something over the course of the full game. I will be nicknaming every Pokemon. I will be using set mode, which is where I don't get a free opportunity to switch out Pokemon, without consequence. I have to switch out and, take my lumps as they'll come. I think that's the basics. I think we've hit everything. I'm going to try and avoid stuff like I'm going to avoid the fossil Pokemon, because that gives me far too much choice over some of the very particularly strong things I could choose to have in the Nuzlocke. I believe it's Dracovish that's a little bit overpowered. But I think that is the gist of how we're going to do this. I'm also going to be skimming through a lot of the narrative. If you're interested in the narrative of Pokemon Sword and Shield, I have a full playthrough of Pokemon Sword, which is not a Nuzlocke, where you can see me voice acting every single line of dialogue and sort of very carefully ingesting the narrative. But here, we're here to see whether my Pokemon live or die. This is what's that song with the lyrics? I can't decide whether you should live or die. I can decide. I think they should live, but it's not up to me. Mina Kobold, will you name the Pokemon yourself, or will the chat vote? I think it's going to be a combination. I will ask the chat for suggestions, but ultimately naming choice will be down to me. I will go. I will look at chat suggestions, and if there are any that I like, I will go with them. But I want to get attached to these Pokemon. It has to be a name that I can get sad about if they die. Sad Old Guy says, in the wild area, is there a difference in the rules for the Mons out in the open versus the one in the dens? I'm not going to be using dens in the wild area. I've seen the argument that maybe if whatever den you click on, you can have whatever's in there. I think there's some really powerful stuff that could be opened up to you. I'm going to say no dens for me personally. I will catch overworld spawning wild area Pokemon only. After gyms, we will decide when we get there. But I might want to trade some Pokemon. Want to trade one Pokemon after each gym, perhaps. We'll see how my team's... That's an idea I would like to do if I have the Pokemon spare to do it. We will see if my team is looking healthy enough to risk that, because that could be a run killer if I implement it wrong. Bug Bob, yeah, I'm not gonna... Here's the thing, I'm not gonna use legendaries. I'm gonna catch the Shield legendary, because I want to trade it over to my copy of Sword, because I don't have one in my living decks. But I will not be using it for the purposes of, fighting through the Elite Four or anything. Yes, so here we go. Let's get going. A lot of the start of this game, I can mash my way through. It is, hey, my older brother's really cool. There's a mystery in the woods. It's surprisingly quick to mash through this game to the point that you can start catching Pokemon. When this game first came out, and I hadn't found breeding yet, I ran through the start of the game like 9 times to get me and my friends a bunch of copies of starters so we could all have a full team of starters. And I was getting it down to the point that like every 25 minutes I could be at the point where I was able to trade and had multiple Pokemon. The start of this game is reasonably well paced if you know what you're doing. Okay, let's... Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to tweak those settings. Battle effects on. So set. Switching the battle style to set, which is what I've just done, means that on Switch, every time you knock out an opponent's Pokemon, you get asked, do you want to stick with the Pokemon you have, or do you want to, change to a different one? We don't get that option anymore. If we want to switch Pokemon, we're going to take a hit to do it. Autosave is on, because there are no second chances in a Nuzlocke. You don't get to roll back your save. Oh. Snake Sosa says, what happens if you get into a too powerful fight in the wild area and you're unlucky enough not to escape? Well, to be really careful, I'm going to purchase Pokédolls as soon as I get off the train, so that I have a way to automatically get out of too tough encounters. There's not really much else I can do about that. If I don't use a Pokédoll and something is too strong and I can't run away and it wipes my team, that's the end of my Nuzlocke. I really fucked up. So I have to be real careful about that. Because I'm gonna say if I get wiped out by an overleveled Pokemon because I didn't properly prepare the level of Pokédolls I would need, I feel like that's the equivalent of, if you've ever done a Nuzlocke in the older Pokemon games, particularly like the Gen 1 remakes, for example, and you get poisoned in Meridian Forest, and you have that moment of, oh, my Pokemon's gonna die because I don't have an antidote and I can't get back to the Pokemon Center in time. Like, that's the kind of thing I think this is here. You've got to go prepared. If your Pokemon can die, you've got to go prepared. You don't have the luxury of, oh, it's fine. I just won't count that death. All my Pokemon got killed, but it doesn't count. No, it counts. I'm gonna take this seriously. I'm gonna be harsh on myself. Right, this is the question. What starter do we pick? Scorbunny is the one I picked in the main game as my primary starter. There is no way to Well, here's the thing. There's no first one that we've encountered. I think either this goes to chat, or I close my eyes and sort of mash left and right and see what we get. Can I just, like, hold... Oh, I can't do that. It's not a set menu. Come on, chat. So, 1 for Grookey, 2 for Score Bunny, 3 for Sobble. I've already played through with... I'm gonna be honest, Grookey's the one I've used the least. Might be the most interesting. What does the chat say? You know what? I'm going with the chat. Let's go for Sobble. Goodness. I'm gonna need grass. I'll just have to hope I find some along the way. What do I call Sobble? Who's got suggestions in chat? What do we call Sobble? This is our baby. I kind of like Frogger, like the frog that has to hop over the road in that old game. Thoughts on Frogger? I'm gonna follow my gut. I'm gonna go with Frogger. I appreciate everyone's suggestions in the chat. Okay, trial battle. There's serious stakes on the line. It is possible to lose this first fight. It is theoretically possible to lose, and I do not wish to lose my first fight. That would be a very embarrassing way for my Nuzlocke to go. You're starting with more Pokemon than I have, which is a distinct disadvantage for me. Oh, I'm not going to be able to beat you down just by sheer overpowering you with numbers of Pokemon. I'm actually going to have to think about what I'm doing. Oh no. This is not my area of expertise at Pokemon. I brute force my way through the Pokemon stories. Okay, water guns should keep us fine. As long as you don't, like, get some, you know, out of nowhere crits or something, we should be okay. Okay, yeah, we're fine, as long as we don't somehow miraculously miss this. Hooray! First fight of the game! Done! Everything is okay. So, we're gonna have our first set of wild encounters in a second in the Slumbering Wilds. The Slumbering Wilds. We don't have Pokeballs yet, so none of these are encounterable things that I can catch. We do get Pokeballs slightly ahead of when we're told we get them. It's when your mum gives you pocket money when you go back to the house in a minute, so... Yeah, none of the stuff we find in this forest, for now, is capturable, which is fine. We just have to not let it knock us out. That's all we need to do. I will say, getting knocked out by the legendary in these woods, that is a thing that the story demands happen and does not count. I don't think it even knocks you out, actually. I think it just runs away, thankfully. Ruby Chikorita asks if we're doing the shiny clause, which I assume is if you see a shiny, you're allowed to catch it. If I've correctly understood what that is, I'll leave that up to chat. I kind of find the idea that I might stumble upon a shiny and not be allowed to catch it and have to kill it, I find that kind of hilarious. Equally, I love the thought of finding a shiny, bringing it with me on my adventure, and then having to watch it die in a fight, because, like, I think if I find a shiny, it's got to go in my team, and it's gonna die at some point. Mega Spell in the chat comes up with a really good suggestion, actually, which is, I think at minimum, if you find a shiny, you should catch it and then Wonder Train it so someone gets a shiny. You know what? I really like that idea. Okay, how's about this? If we see a shiny, we will catch it, and then we will decide, does it get to stay with us or does it get Wonder Traded? That'll be a chat vote when it happens. So, the only fight in the game that we are allowed to not win, because we physically cannot touch you. Hey, Sword Doggo, you are most of the reason I'm replaying this game in Shield, because I need one of you for my living dex. Future Fishy's suggestion is possibly, if you find a shiny, keep it on the team, and if it dies, you Wonder Trade it then. I mean... That's maybe an idea. Is if a shiny happens, we can have it. We can put it on the team. If it gets knocked out, we Wonder Trade it away, and that seems like a fair consequence. Mega Spell, is Nuzlocke much different in this game since you can sort of run away from Pokemon you don't want? As I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm gonna actively try and avoid. I'm going to go out of my way not to do the thing where you go, oh, don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. If there's a clear first thing that spawns, I'll go for that. If lots of things spawn at once, I might go, okay, fuck it, we're having this one. You know, there's a slight degree of control that you don't normally have in a Nuzlocke, and there's no real way around it when so many of this game's routes heavily involve overworld spawning Pokemon. Like, yeah, I suppose the only other option would be, as soon as I get to the first area, close my eyes, because I am on webcam, so I could close my eyes and run into the area, and whichever one I happen to touch, that's the one I get. That might be a solution to overworld spawning, is just pick a direction and close my eyes and wait until I hear the encounter sound.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go with that as a method. When I get to a route, I will run into it with my eyes shut, and we open our eyes when we hear the battle music. So you will know slightly before I do what I'm getting as my Pokemon from the route. So, even though we don't get told, we now have Pokeballs. So, it's time. Okay, so here is our first route. Who's going to be our first friend? Okay, I'm going to try and hug the right wall as soon as Hop's out the way. Okay, eyes shut, eyes shut, eyes shut. I think I'm in the grass. Oh, I found something. It's a Wooloo! Goodness, it is harder than I expected to know for certain that you were in the correct grass. As soon as your eyes are shut, it's like, where am I? What am I doing? I lost all sense of what a Pokemon is. Okay, you're a level 4. Can I safely hit you with a pound without killing you? At level 4, I could probably catch you straight away with a Pokeball, I suspect. It's not like I'm going to need lots of Pokeballs, so if this Pokeball fails to catch you, I'm probably fine. Oh, you got right the hell out. Okay, you're going to use Defense Curl a couple of times, probably, or you're going to use Growl to lower my attack. Either way, I'm now less worried about knocking you out accidentally, so I can probably use Pound and we'll be fine. Oh. You got real good defense, Wooloo. Goodness, it's been a while since I've actually had to fight things at the same level as myself, and there we go, you're in the yellow. You've not actually lowered my defense or attacked me at all, so I'm probably safe to keep going with this Pound. Can I get you down into the red? I can't use water gun again without knocking you out. Oh, I almost knocked you out. Critical hits are a really dangerous thing to be aware of. So, if you've not done a Nuzlocke before, yeah, if you knock out your one Pokemon on the route, tough luck. You killed it. That was your one shot at a Pokemon on this route. So you have to be real careful not to knock stuff out accidentally. I'm really hoping I can get a Pokemon with false swipes as soon as possible, which is a move that will never kill a Pokemon. It always leaves them with at least 1 HP. Great for catching Pokemon, great for Nuzlocks. So, hooray, Wooloo. What is Wooloo's name? What is the gender on Wooloo? We should probably check that in a second. Yes, of course we're giving Wooloo a nickname. Chat, what do we call Wooloo? While I find an image to stick on the docket. Sean Sean the Sheep. I kind of like Sean the Sheep. That's a Arachnovolt's suggestion. Yeah, Ruby Chikorita also suggests Sean. Lots of spellings of Sean. Yeah, okay, the chat, there's a couple of other people. Buttercup Bandito, Future Fishy. Everyone seems really on board with Sean, and I'm gonna go with the spelling that's like, aha, you sheared the sheep. But also, it's Sean the Sheep. It's Sean the Sheep. Okay, time to get a Pokedex. Honestly, Yamper is probably the thing I'm hoping for most on the next route. If I could get a Yamper on Route 2, that'd be a real good start having an electric Pokemon from the get-go. What things are available as potential catches in Route 2? I know that Chootle I believe. The is Choodle the unevolved form of Dreadnought? Is that available in this route? Maybe not. Ugh. Okay, now that that's done, I need to buy as many healing items as I can early on, because I do not want to get into a bad situation and not be prepared. Okay, Route 2 time. I will get down there in a second, and I will close my eyes. As soon as that grass comes into view. There it is. Hopefully I'm in the grass. Oh, I opened my eyes because I was like, I'm not hearing any rustling. This is the problem with this method, is I'm going to have to occasionally trust my ears and go, am I in the grass? Ha 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 ha. Okay, who's ready? Time to close our eyes as soon as the cutscene ends. Okay. Okay, I hear myself in the grass now. Oh, I found something. Ooh, Nickit. Okay, Nickit's pretty cool. I'll take a Nickit. I should probably fight some stuff on this route because I really need to even my team's levels out a little bit before we have our first, like, proper fight. Please don't die to a single water gun from a level 8. What level are you? I really should have paid more attention to that. Level 7, okay. Okay, I can probably do another water gun, and as long as it's not a crit, you should survive, and I think we're going to be fine. Okay, Nickit's going to be fine. Nickit's level 7. Nickit's good. It's Wooloo we need to train up. Oh, why did I do pound? Ah! Oh no, I don't get anything on this route. I was mindless. I was in the mode of I need to level up my Pokemon. This Nuzlocke's not going great. This is not a good start. Hey everyone. I fucked up. There's like one rule, don't knock out the Pokemon that you want to catch. Oh no. Well, it's just you and me, Sean. Just you and me, Sean. Press F in the chat. I have. This is a bad way to start a Nuzlocke. This is a very, very, very bad way. What level are things around here? Will my Wooloo be able to survive? Rock Smasher says completely start over. No, I'm not completely starting over. I commit to my mistakes. If I screw up, I screw up. A somber goodbye to Nickit. We knew you so little. I don't know what you would have been named. I don't know who you would have been. Or what you could have done for us. You were cut down in your prime. And for that I am sorry. Mina Cobalt in the chat. Name your next Pokemon Nickit in memory of the one you didn't catch. I mean, I kind of like that idea. I'm up for having a surrogate Nickit. Next Pokemon we catch is gonna be called Nickit, no matter what it is. It's gonna live with us and remind us of our crimes. I kind of hope that it actually is a Nickit. If the next Pokemon I find is a Nickit, and we then have to nickname it Nickit, I mean, I think I can live with what I've done in that situation. Yeah, so you are correct, chat. I might not get a Pokemon that has type advantage against Milo. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There are still options. I could get a flying type. I could get a steel type. I could get a fire type if I'm lucky. So I know that the smart thing to do would be to completely overlevel my Pokemon, but I'm trying to actively avoid doing that because that takes a lot of the risk and the thrill out of doing a Nuzlocke. I feel like I should have some degree of mild terror as I go through it. Let's fight our rival, who hopefully doesn't have more than 2 Pokemon, because otherwise I might be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, I think he's up to 3 already, isn't he? Yeah, oh. Okay, Wooloo doesn't have great special defense, so I'm going to need to take this Wooloo out nice and quick. I have a level lead, which is going to really help. Ternak says, this is my first time playing through Shield. This is my... I've played through Sword in its entirety. This is my first time doing Shield properly. I booted up Shield a couple of times to trade starters to friends, but that was about it. Okay, Sean's learned Copycat. Okay, Score Bunny, I'm definitely leaving out. Frogger. Come on, Frogger. Super effective. Let's one-hit kill this bunny so that I can stop. Oh. You held on. You have health left. That's never good. No, please no. Oh, Ember. Why would you use Ember? It's not very effective at all. Oh. Oh, you... Oh, burn. I might have to switch out next turn. Yeah, because burn is going to be a problem real quick. I don't get a free switch here. Because we're on set mode. Do I risk trying to take out Rookidee with the health I have? I think I'm probably safe, which is dangerous words to say in a Nuzlocke. Ternak, the trainers exclusive to Sword are so much better. You are correct, but also I wanted the Sword dog more than I wanted the Shield dog, and I thought it would be easier to trade for, like, the Shield exclusives than the Shield dog. Right from day one, I was saying, like, I was always going to, at some point, play through Shield. It was just a case of when I was going to get round to it, and I didn't expect it to be tonight. I was going to do a little indie game stream, and then that indie game code didn't work, and I went, screw it, it's Pokemon night. Okay, and as long as that burn doesn't kill us as the battle ends, I think we got through this okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Tanak. The more modern Pokemon games are really difficult to Nuzlocke. Like, the core Nuzlocke rule set worked really well up through Ultra Sun and Moon, and now has kind of fallen apart, and now people are having to sort of hodgepodge their own individual ways of making a Nuzlocke work. And I think, like, it's still viable, and it's still fun, and it's still a thing I want to do, but, yeah, I get you. There's a certain degree of, a less firm understanding of what a Nuzlocke means at this point, I think. Ooh, that's a question. Is the trainer for, with the Slowpoke gonna be around here soon, I guess? Ah. Yeah, can I just get back on the train and come catch that Slowpoke after this? I'm curious, am I allowed to just do that, or do I have to be a certain... Do I have to have, like, beaten the main story for the Slowpoke thing to show up? Oh, I received a Pikachu there unintentionally. I'll take both the Pikachu and Eevee, but it's up to chat. Do I just get the Eevee, or am I alright to have them both? This is the question. Do I get to keep these, or do these feel a little cheaty? Just the Eevee? I mean, I feel like that's the thing to do. Here's the thing. I'm gonna take the Eevee. I'm gonna call it Nickit, and I'm gonna put it in my basket. I don't think I'm gonna use it, but this is in memory of the Nickit we lost. You Eevee can be Nickit. I'm thinking this over. I don't think I want to use Eevee. I think that using either of these gift Pokemon is going to be overpowered. I think it's not in the spirit of the Nuzlocke. I'm going to take them, and as soon as I have access to my remote boxes in a second, I'm going to put them in the box. Eevee is now Nickit to remind me of my sins. Pikachu, I didn't mean to take you. I accidentally clicked on you, and there was no option of whether I wanted you or not. Yeah, maybe Pikachu can be another memorial Pokemon, as Eevee currently is for Nickit. That's a nice idea, actually. Leave some Pokemon into that are just named after Pokemon that we lost along the way. Yeah, I'll box gift Pokemon fossils and legendaries. Um, Rock Smasher says I normally keep a dead box instead of releasing to remind me of my failures. See, that's my intention, but if I never caught it in the first place, I can't keep it in a dead box, can I? If I defeated it before I had a chance to catch it. Yeah. So yeah, these gift Pokemon will act as memorials for the ones that never were. Okay, wild area. What are we gonna find? That's the question. I'm gonna head towards the right so I avoid the Onyx. That is a predetermined spawn. And then I'm gonna hit the grass and just run around in circles. That's my plan. Okay, into the box you go, Pikachu. And Eevee the Nickit the Eevee. I'm so sorry I killed you, Nickit. Snake Sosa was AFK for a bit. Are we counting the Slowpoke as a gift Pokemon? That's a tough question. I'm gonna say it doesn't count as a gift Pokemon because you have to battle it and catch it yourself. It doesn't just get handed to you. And it's currently a level 12, which is, like, up... It's currently where my party's levels are at. I'm gonna say the Slowpoke is okay. I think no fossils, no legendaries, no Pikachu, no Eevee, no Meowth from Mystery Gift. No gift. Gift Toxel's a question mark, but I reckon no Gift Toxel. Slowpoke is the one that I think is probably okay. Yeah, Slowpoke is not a gift. Slowpoke is not OP. Chat generally seems to agree with me on that, so we will go and fight when we feel ready. The Slowpoke. Who's ready? I'm gonna go into the grass. Am I in the grass? What am I gonna hit? What am I gonna hit? But Bunnelby. I was kind of hoping for the combi that I saw as I was heading towards here, but Bunnelby it is. Gosh, this means we're gonna have two normal types starting in our team. I don't want to knock you out. I'm going to be careful with bind. So I will repeat what I've said before. My plan with the wild area is one encounter in the wild area, and then next time you come back to the wild area, sorry, let me repeat that. So I will repeat what I said earlier about the wild area. I'm going to catch one thing while I'm here, and then after each gym, I can come back and catch one new thing from the wild area, and that's it. I get 9 trips to the wild area across the game. 1 now and 1 after each gym. Bunnelby is down to yellow health, so I can probably safely catch them now. I have 26 balls, so I'm probably fine. If you get the Pokemon required for a trade, will you allow yourself to trade? I think if I get the stuff, if I luck into the thing that I need to make an in-game trade with an NPC, I've lucked out. That's, you know, well done me. What do we call this Bunnelby? That's the question. Who's got nickname suggestions for Bunnelby? Bugsy, Roger. I kind of like, Bugs. I like Bugs. Bugs Bunny. Roger Rabbit, Babs. They're a female one. Maybe Babs. Yeah, I could go with Babs. Who suggested that in the chat? Megaspell in the chat suggested Babs. We're gonna go with Babs. There we go, we made it to the first town with half of a team of Pokemon. That's something. That is something. You know what? I'm gonna catch the Slowpoke before we finish up for the night, and then I will be done. Hooray! We made it. We made it across the wild area without dying. None of our captured Pokemon have fainted. Our crimes have been kept to a minimum. I may be able to see a rare Pokemon at Wedgehurst Station now. That's what I needed to trigger. So, before we finish up, I'm going to sprint most of my way back to the previous train station, as safely as I can, and try and get a Slowpoke, because at least then I'll have 4 Pokemon in my team, which is reasonable. And I think I'm strong enough that I can take on a level 12 Slowpoke now and catch it. Back to Wedgehurst. Here we go. Now let's try not to get killed while trying to add a Pokemon to our party. Ah, the train to the Isle of Armor has arrived, and this pleasant person in a top hat is here. Hello, DLC protagonist person we have to fight against. Well, here we go. It's time. Let's try to not get killed. You're level 12, I think, Slowpoke. Please tell me you're level 12 and not higher. 12 is fine. I can handle 12. I don't think you've got anything that's going to be super effective against me. I think I'm faster than you. Let's try a Water Pulse, because you've got pretty high physical defense. Oh, Acid, you're going to attack me and mess with my defense, potentially. I'm going to be really careful not to knock you out, because I need to use... Can I afford to risk getting you down into the red? With the amount of attacks you might get in on me on the way. I don't want to risk using Water Gun in case that knocks you out. I would rather do a couple of... maybe 1 or 2 more pounds and I'll have you there, but... I know I can definitely take at least 1 more acid and be fine. Okay, you're in the red. Go, 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 go. Oh, thank you. Get in the ball and we're good. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Right. We did it, everyone. What do we call Galarian Slowpoke? Ah. What's your name gonna be, friend? I might just call it Slow. S-L many O's W. Oh, I like Hubert. Slowburn is part Fire type. Is it part Fire type, the Alolan one? If it is, the Galarian one, I did not know that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Hubert. Professor Baker, Professor Becker's name, Hubert. I quite like Hubert. Hubert's a heck of a name. Right, so we're gonna head back over to Town 1, and then we're gonna save up there and leave it for tonight. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me on the beginning of my terrifying journey. We only knocked out 1 Pokemon that could have been a viable member of our team. It's fine. I'm sorry, Nickit. I'm sorry. I was not paying attention. I was sleepy. I made silly choices. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon was right. I mashed the A button thoughtlessly, and I am impatient, and I kill Pokemon that way. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me tonight. I will be back probably tomorrow with some more of this. I don't know what time. It probably won't be the same sort of evening time slot, but I will be trying to do some edited videos of these, so hopefully I can get those out nicely edited and get them out nice and promptish. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a lovely Lovely evening. Good night. Oh, Nicket.